Still watching Parliament television. We are coming. Good morning. You're still watching Parliament television. We are coming to you live from the National Assembly of Zambia Auditorium, where we are about to witness the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. And in case this is when you are joining us, this event is being broadcast live on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio. You can also follow the proceedings on our online platforms, the National Assembly of Zambia official pages, and the National Assembly of Zambia YouTube channel. And so just to give you a brief background about what this institute represents, this institute represents a major step in strengthening parliamentary capacity, professionalism, and democratic governance in Zambia. It also reflects Parliament's continued commitment to enhancing the effectiveness of legislative work and also supporting the development of strong democratic institutions. And so we are coming to you live from the National Assembly of Zambia in the auditorium, where this launch is about to begin, and we are about to witness this important event. And right now, the official launch of this Institute of Parliamentary Studies and Training is about to start anytime from now, and invited guests from different institutions have already gathered here for this important event. So we encourage you to stay with us as we witness this important development in strengthening Zambia's parliamentary democracy. So we urge you to stay tuned, keep watching Parliament television and listening to Parliament radio as we bring you this important event. And so we do expect remarks from the acting clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia, Ms. Loveness Mayaka. We also expect remarks from Honorable Douglas Siakalima, who is the Minister of Education. We also expect remarks from the Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Bikemuti, MP, FAPRA, to give her remarks. And after that, we do expect everyone to go to the institute, where now the official launch of this institute will take place. So in case you are tuning in right now, we are coming to you live from the National Assembly of Zambia Auditorium, where we are about to witness the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. And we do expect different stakeholders to be here, who are here rather to witness this important event. And this institute really represents a major step in strengthening parliamentary capacity, professionalism, and democratic governance in Zambia. And this institute also reflects Parliament's continued commitment to enhancing the effectiveness of legislative work and supporting the development of strong democratic institutions. And we will give you a summary at the end of everything of what will take place, or rather highlights from the remarks that will be given right here at the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. So we urge you to continue watching Parliament Television and listening to Parliament Radio as we continue bringing Parliament closer to you. And the launch ceremony will be is being held at Parliament main buildings in the auditorium, and is being attended by senior government officials, members of Parliament, regional parliamentary leaders, cooperating partners, academia, civil society representatives, and invited stakeholders. And the National Assembly affirms that the creation of this institute is strategic investment in institutional sustainability, professionalism, and the strengthening of Zambia's constitutional democracy. And so just now I'm joined by Professor Jacob R.S. Malungo, who is the Executive Director, just here to share with us what it means as this institute officially will be launched today. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television.
Good morning, and thank you so much, listeners, to this very important thing. As you know, Zambia belongs to a commonwealth, and in this commonwealth, we have to have training of parliamentary ethics. So, no, those ethics and the etiquettes should be imbued to the newly inducted members of parliament. And we have not had an institute tailor-made for such an issue. It means that you would see that a number of parliamentarians may not even contribute in the House because they have not been exposed to the systems and the decorums of the House. So this institute is one which is now going to spearhead, and within here we have colleagues from other countries like Ghana, Nigeria, and even other in the Commonwealth SADC. They have come to give support to this. So it means that we are going to be studying what the other parliamentarians are also doing. And we learn what we call the best practices. So we share among ourselves as parliamentarians, and also how to run the House as such. So it's very, very important that we have such a thing. So there will be a section where you can have some reading on what other institutions are doing, and also how Zambia has evolved from the independence up to now. So this is an exciting institute, and as National Institute of Public Administration ourselves, we stand ready to collaborate and share knowledge with this, because this we are in the office of the president.
All right, thank you so much. You being the Executive Director for National Institute of Public Administration, what does it mean for the National Institute of Public Administration that now this institute will be launched today?
For us, this is an exciting thing. That means we have a similar training institute. This is parliamentary studies. For us, we are looking at all the public service training, mandatory training for that. We look as NIPA also research issues. That means we'll be doing a lot of research with this institute. We also do a lot of commercial entities to sustain ourselves. So we shall be working with this new institute to help out how they can sustain themselves. What are the sustainability mechanisms that we can share with them? And also, we as a parliament, as NIPA, we do a lot of academic programs. So it means that some of the people who are in this institute, new institute, who may need some further training at master's, at PhD level, we are the obvious institute to work with. So we work very closely with it in all these areas, in public service, in academic, in research, and all these, even when they're doing some like documentary issues, we are there to help out as such. So we are very broad as NIPA under the office of the president. And the NIPA, as you know, we have also an act. We are part of an act. So now to have this parliamentary, that means it's a sisterhood institution, since we are an institute of an act, just like this one is.
Professor Jacob Malungo, I would like to thank you so much for featuring on Parliament Radio and Parliament Television.
Anytime, and thank you so much for calling upon me. Thank you, anytime.
That was Professor Jacob Malungo, the Executive Director for National Institute of Public Administration, just sharing with us what it means as this institute is being launched today for NIPA. And so we continue interacting with various stakeholders. And right now I'm being joined by Miriam Chiaba, the Managing Consultant from Puso Consulting Limited. Thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure, and congratulations on the launch of the institute.
All right. What does it mean for you as you are here? What does it mean for you as this institute will be officially opened today? What does it mean for Puso Consulting Limited?
Okay, so just to give perspective, Puso Consulting is the consultant that worked with the Institute of Parliamentary Studies in conducting a needs assessment, doing operational plan, and part of that process involved the steps to the launch that we are having today. So for us, it means that the work that we did with the Institute has come to pass. You know, we made recommendations that this institute should be sitting in Parliament, that this institute should be catering for the different stakeholders, our parliamentarians, members of staff, and we looked at all the details that go with it. You know, we worked with the National Assembly, the team, the speaker, and everyone. So for us, it's an achievement of our recommendations. So we're very glad, and we look forward to the institute actually being operationalized.
Thank you so much for being with us on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio.
Welcome. Most welcome.
All right, that was Miriam M.A. Chiava, the managing consultant from PUSO Consulting Limited, just sharing with us what it means for PUSO Consulting Limited as the institute is being officially launched today. We are still interacting with various stakeholders, and right now I'm being joined by Mr. Ruben Lifuka, who is the country director, Chadla Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television.
The pleasure is mine. It's great to be here.
All right. What does it mean for your foundation? What does it mean as this institute will be officially launched today?
I think that this is an important development. Parliament plays an important role in any democratic setup. We're talking about the three arms of government. And the legislature is definitely very important in providing not just oversight, but also when it comes to setting the legislative framework for the country. So we need to have parliamentarians, we need to have parliamentary staff that are well equipped, parliamentary staff and parliamentarians that are professional in what they do for the benefit of the country. So for us as a foundation, we work in improving good governance in the countries that we work in. And for Zambia, we believe that a strong parliament is necessary to develop an open government system for Zambia.
All right. What are you looking forward to as the foundation, as this institute will be officially open today? What are the major things that you are looking up to?
I think certain standards in terms of professional conduct for both the staff and parliamentarians, raising the academic qualifications for those that are interested in parliamentary affairs, but also helping to improve the quality of debate and the quality of oversight functions of the parliamentarians. So the institute is very pivotal in ensuring that these things do happen. So we're looking forward to an institute that is impactful, an institute that helps to raise the standards of the legislature, as it were.
All right. I would like to thank you so much for featuring on Parliament Radio and Parliament Television.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine.
All right, and so that was Mr. Ruben Lifuka, who is the country director, Chadla Foundation, just sharing with us what it means for the foundation as this institute is being launched today. And so in case this is when you are tuning in, we are coming to you live from the National Assembly of Zambia Auditorium, where we are about to witness the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, a landmark institution that is dedicated to strengthening parliamentary excellence and democratic governance. And so we urge you to stay with us as we witness this important development in strengthening Zambians' parliamentary democracy. So we continue interacting with various stakeholders as they share with us what it means for their institutions as this institute will be officially launched today. So just now, I'm being joined by Mr. Mato Shimavale, who is the head of marketing and corporate relations from ABSA Bank Zambia. Good morning and welcome to Parliament Television and Parliament Radio.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here representing ABSA.
All right. What does it mean for ABSA as this institute will be officially launched today?
Well, I think, first of all, congratulations to the National Assembly on coming up with this initiative. I think that any knowledge that is passed on to whether parliamentarians or other people concerned is always useful in making people more aware of their responsibilities and be able to discharge their duties with more responsibilities. So for us, it's at ABSA, we're always keen to support initiatives that promote education in various forms, and you're never too old to learn, whether you're a parliamentarian or otherwise. You always want to look for opportunities to expand your knowledge.
All right, and what are you looking forward to as ABSA as this institute will be officially open today?
Well, what we're looking forward to is just to learn more about the institution and the work that will be carried out here. I think that there's a lot of opportunities for parliamentarians and also for people who may be wanting to further their knowledge in how to carry their duties. So for us, we're very keen on learning more about the institution, but also seeing how the impact of this institution works out in terms of how people begin to discharge their duties. So for us as APSA, we're very supportive of this initiative, and we congratulate the National Assembly on coming up with this initiative.
All right. Beyond national impact, the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training will be positioned as Zambia's emerging regional hub for parliamentary development within Southern Africa and the wider Commonwealth. What does this mean for APSA?
Well, it goes to say to point the fact what the president has always been saying, isn't it? Zambia Kuchalo. That we need to look beyond our borders and see how we can impact not only the region, but also the world at large out there. We need to make a statement as Zambia that we're ready to welcome people from other countries, because the quality of education in Zambia is fairly high. I mean, some years back, and I think even in more recent years, you had the University of Zambia. It used to attract a lot of students from the sub-region. And you also have now some of the private universities attracting students from the sub-region as well. So this institution just goes to add another feather to the cap, that actually Zambia can become an education hub in the Southern African region, and that attracts foreign earnings as well. It's a way of promoting education tourism, as they say. So congratulations on this initiative, because attracting people from the sub-region and being a hub is no mean achievement, and it just goes to show how the standards are very high, and we congratulate the National Assembly.
All right. Thank you so much for featuring on Parliament Television, and we wish you all the best as you witness this important event.
My pleasure, and once again, congratulations to the National Assembly on this initiative.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Mato Shimavele, who is the head marketing and corporate relations from APSA Bank Zambia, just sharing with us what APSA Bank Zambia is expecting from this institution. So just now, we take you to the auditorium as we witness the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. So keep watching Parliament Television. Good morning.
We be upstanding as the Right Honorable Madam Speaker comes in. We remain standing for the national anthem and prayer. National anthem of Zambia.
Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for our rights. We want freedom's fight, oh, one, strong and free. Africa is our blessed by those who blend. Let us all have people join as one, brothers under the sun. Oh, one, strong and free. One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace in Zambia's sky. Like a noble eagle in its flight, Zambia, praise to thee, oh, one, strong and free. Praise be to God, praise be, bless our great Zambia, 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 green and we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia,
Mr. Temwa Nyirenda, Deputy Director, Public and International Relations.
Let us pray. Good, kind, gracious, merciful, eternal, loving Heavenly Father, we come before you as the source of wisdom and understanding as we gather today with our grateful hearts as we witness the official launch of the Institute of Parliamentary Studies and Training. We thank you for this important milestone in the strengthening of our parliamentary democracy and governance. We are grateful for the vision, dedication, and commitment of all those who have worked tirelessly to make this institute a reality. Lord, we ask that you bless this institute and its mission. Make it become a center of excellency for learning, leadership, and the advancement of knowledge in parliamentary practice, governance, and public service. Grant wisdom and insight to those who will teach and to those who will learn, that their work may contribute to stronger, more efficient, and more responsive parliaments. We pray for the leadership of the National Assembly, especially the Right Honorable Madam Speaker, the Deputy Speakers or Members of Parliament. Guide them with integrity, humility, and wisdom as they serve the people of Zambia. May the Institute nurture leaders who are committed to justice, transparency, accountability, and the promotion of the common good. May the knowledge shared here empower those entrusted with public responsibility to serve our nation with dedication and honor. Lord, bless our country, Zambia. Grant us peace, unity, and progress. May the work that begins here today contribute to the development of our nation and the well-being of our people. We commit this launch ceremony and the future of the Institute into your hands. We humbly ask through the blessed name of your Son, who's our Lord Jesus Christ, with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen.
We may take our seats. Thank you, Mr. Nyirenda. The Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Muti, State Council, Member of Parliament, PAPRA, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Patrick Madibini, State Council, the First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Malungo Chisangano, Member of Parliament, Second Deputy Speaker, Honorable Moses Moyo, Member of Parliament, any Honorable Cabinet Ministers present, former Members of Parliament, former Cabinet Ministers present, Members of Parliament present, and any visiting parliamentarians also from visiting parliaments, Malawi, Tanzania, Ghana, the President of the IPU, Dr. Tulia, CP Africa Region, the SADC Secretary General, Bank of Zambia Governor, Dr. Denny Kalialia, Deputy Clerks present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, senior government officials, senior officials from National Assembly of Zambia. I'll simply say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this happy occasion today when Madam Speaker will launch the Institute for Parliamentary Studies, whose mission is to enhance the capacity of members of Parliament and staff. I won't say much since we have a director of the Institute, Mr. Tennyson Nyangu, who I will now call upon to recognize a few people who have helped in the establishment of this institute. Can we please welcome him with a round of applause? Mr. Nyangu.
Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Madam Speaker, with your indulgence, I wish to quickly recognize some, not some, but perhaps all the distinguished guests who have joined us on this momentous occasion. Let me start with the Honorable Mr. Justice Dr. Patrick Matbini, State Counsel, who is the immediate former Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia. Perhaps some of us do not know him. Maybe I will request with humility that he stands and waves to us. Followed by all former honorable members of parliament present. I've seen Professor Rungwangwa and the others. Please, former members present. Right. We move on to, oh, they're here. Yes, former members of parliament present. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We have representatives from regional parliaments and beyond. Let me start with the Honorable Commissioner Chifundo Makande, MP, Chairperson of the Human Resource Committee of the Parliamentary Service Commission from the Parliament of Malawi. Together with, accompanied by staff. May I request the staff to stand and wave to us? Thank you. Then we have staff from the Parliament of Ghana, led by the director, Ghanaian Parliamentary Training Institute. Thank you. Senior government officials, we have permanent secretaries from various ministries present. Please, if you are around, just rise and wave to us. Permanent secretaries. Thank you. Quasi-government institutions, the Governor, Bank of Zambia. The Commissioner General, Zambia Revenue Authority. The Chairperson, Human Rights Commission. I don't know if they're in. The Director General, Independent Broadcasting Authority. The Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Pensions and Insurance Authority. And other representatives from other from quasi-government institutions present. From parliamentary associations, we have representative of the Secretary, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, Africa Region, accompanied by another staff from Tanzania, from the Parliament of Tanzania. Thank you. We have a representative of the Secretary General, SADC Parliamentary Forum. From the academia and training institutions, we have universities, vice chancellors, and representatives from the public and private universities present. Thank you. From training institutes, we have Zambia Institute of Advanced Legal Education. Thank you. Zambia Institute of Special Education, ZAMCOM, and other training institutes in Zambia. If you are around, please just wave at us. Thank you. Professional bodies, we have Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants, the Institute of Directors of Zambia, Information and Communication Technology Association of Zambia, Law Association of Zambia, and Zambia Institute of Architects. International development partners, if we have representatives from the UN agencies present. Thank you. From the private sector, representative from ZCCMIH. Thank you. From APSA. Thank you. Civil society organizations, we have our all other friends, the Health Learners Zambia. I know is up front here. but I know we have other civil society organizations represented here. Please just wave to the audience. Thank you. Let me also recognize former members of the former National Assembly staff present. Former members of staff, thank you. Thank you. We have the media, ZMBC and others present. And I know that it is not possible to recognize everyone. I may have skipped one or two other organizations or institutions. But if I haven't mentioned you, please stand and wave at us. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I'm much obliged.
Another round of applause there for the director, the first director of the Institute. At this point, I'll invite the Deputy Clerk, Administration, Mr. Sage Samwika, to come and give us welcoming remarks. Mr. Samwika, please, and let us receive him with a round of applause. Thank you.
The Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Butete Kashumbamuti, State Counsel, Member of Parliament, Fellow of the African Public Relations Association, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Honorable Justice Dr. Patrick Matbini, State Counsel, former Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Malungo Attractor Sangano, MP, First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Moses Frank Moyo, Second Deputy Speaker, Cabinet and Provincial Ministers present, the Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Denny Kalialia, Members of Parliament present, former Members of Parliament present, the Commissioner General, Zambia Revenue Authority, Mr. Dingani Banda, representatives of parliaments of Ghana, Malawi, and Tanzania, representatives of the Interparliamentary Union, CPA and SADC Parliamentary Forum present, senior government officials, the vice chancellors from our various universities, University of Zambia, Mulungushi, Kuruma University, Cavendish, including the National Institute of Public Administration, staff of the National Assembly of Zambia, members of the Fourth Estate, the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Madam Speaker, allow me from the outset, taking advantage that March is when we celebrate women globally, let me join in wishing you, Madam Speaker, and the rest of the women in here, a happy Women's Month. If you are sitting next to a woman, please be kind and just tell them, appreciate them, how important they are. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Acting Clerk, Mrs. Loveness Mayaka, and on behalf of the Right Honorable Madam Speaker, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you all to the official launch of the National Assembly of Zambia Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. The institute, which Madam Speaker will be launching today, will provide a structured and professional platform for parliamentarians and members of staff and key stakeholders who engage the National Assembly. Let me also highlight and acknowledge the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Muti, whose unflinching leadership and support has led to the establishment of the IPST. Madam Speaker has always challenged us whenever we undertake benchmarking tours and says we need to see the value for money. When we travel, it's important that we domesticate some of these things that we learn. And I do recall, Madam Speaker, when you led the delegation of the Standing Orders Committee to the Parliament of Ghana, as well as the Parliament of Kenya, which has culminated in this event we are witnessing today. Thank you for your leadership, Madam Speaker. Our cooperating partner, the Health Learners, for their financial assistance, and the Office of the Clerk that worked tirelessly to turn the Speaker's vision into reality. Madam Speaker, distinguished guests, we are also honored as an institution to be joined at this historic occasion by representatives of partners, including the SADC Parliamentary Forum, the Interparliamentary Union, the CPA, as well as the parliaments that I mentioned earlier and the academia that are present. Madam Speaker, distinguished guests, allow me to state that the launch of the IPST is not only timely, but also strategic as it aligns the National Assembly of Zambia Strategic Plan 2022 to 2026, Pillar 1, parliamentary functions, which provides for the enhancement of capacity for both parliamentarians and staff in contributing towards the attainment of the National Assembly of Zambia's constitutional mandate. The establishment of the IPST will therefore help the National Assembly of Zambia to achieve the following, among others. 1, strengthen Parliament's capacity to perform its constitutional mandate. 2, contribute to the broader national objective of strengthening governance. 4, promote professionalism and institutional development. And lastly but not the least, foster partnerships with relevant parliamentary institutions. Madam Speaker, allow me to also highlight that the Institute has already hit the ground running by conducting a number of trainings for members of Parliament and staff. And in the next few weeks, Madam Speaker, the Institute will be training in conjunction with the Zambia Center for Interparty Dialogue, aspiring members of Parliament in a program that has been dubbed Preparing for Parliament. This is in order to help the would-be members of Parliament to understand the particular assignment that they will be undertaking. Further, Madam Speaker, the development of the curriculum has also reached an advanced stage, and the members of Parliament and other stakeholders were consulted, and we are now at the point of validating the curriculum. Madam Speaker, the launch of this department is not merely an opening of a new department under the Office of the Clerk, but it is the birth of a center of excellency dedicated to the intellectual and professional fortification of the legislature. Allow me, therefore, Madam Speaker, to conclude by appealing to our cooperating partners and stakeholders to collaborate with the National Assembly of Zambia in its quest to ensure that members of Parliament and staff are given the necessary knowledge to enable them deliver to their mandate. Let me end, Madam Speaker, by drawing the attention of our distinguished guests that after the official opening by the Right Honorable Madam Speaker, selected guests are kindly invited to accompany Madam Speaker in cutting the ribbon and tour the IPST buildings that are located near ZNBC. Will be guided by our protocols as we go. Once again, on behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I warmly welcome you all and thank you for being part of this important milestone. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuika, Deputy Clerk Administration. I would just like to ask our colleagues from Air Power Cultural Dance Group to be on standby, not now, but after the next speech, you will be coming on, so please be on standby. On behalf of Honorable Douglas Kalima, Minister of Education, there is a director, Mr. Zimba, who is going to deliver a speech on behalf of the Right Honorable Minister of Education, who can't be present. I would like now to invite Mr. Zimba to come forward. A round of applause for him, please.
Madam Speaker. Good morning, everybody. I would like to raise on the protocol that was already given by the former speaker. Indeed, on behalf of my Honorable Minister of Education, I stand here to actually present this speech for him. The speech goes as follows. I am honored to join you today on this important occasion. Today, we witness a significant milestone in Zambia's democratic journey, which is the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies, and Training. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, strong democracies are built on strong institutions. And indeed, strong institutions are built on knowledge, professionalism, and respect for the rule of law. I wish to indicate that Parliament sits at the very heart of this democratic architecture. As government, we recognize the effective governance. We recognize that effective governance depends on a capable legislature, one that understands its mandate, and one that exercises oversight, responsibility, and one that legislates in the best interests of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, the establishment of the IPST is therefore timely, strategic, and commendable. The Institute represents a deliberate investment in human capital. It ensures that members of Parliament and parliamentary staff are continuously equipped with the skills and knowledge required in a modern democracy. Madam Speaker, in an era of complex legislation, constitutional interpretation, and heightened public expectation, learning cannot be optional. It must be institutional. It must be continuous, and it must be locally grounded. Therefore, the IPST answers that call. Madam Speaker, the government welcomes this initiative as it aligns with our broader commitment to democratic governance, accountability, and institutional strengthening. The initiative further complements national efforts to promote transparency, effective public service, and constitutionalism. Beyond Zambia, Madam Speaker, the Institute has the potential to contribute to regional cooperation and parliamentary excellence across Africa. It also positions Zambia as a contributor, not merely a beneficiary in the advancement of democratic practice. I, therefore, wish to commend you, Madam Speaker, the Acting Clerk of the National Assembly, the leadership of IPST, and all officers involved in transforming vision into reality. Your work today lays a foundation for generations to come. It is now my honor, on behalf of the government and the people of the Republic of Zambia, to join you, Madam Speaker, in recognizing the establishment of this important institution. May the Institution for Parliamentary Studies and Training strengthen Parliament. May it deepen democracy, and may it serve the nation with excellency and integrity. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimba. That was a speech on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Education. At this point, Honorable Madam Speaker, we'll have some entertainment by Air Power Cultural Dance Troupe. This is a group that has come to help us celebrate this important day. Like our colleagues from Ghana and from Kenya who already set up their own parliamentary institutes, would also like to join in celebrating this day. And on a light note, I've been told that they brought some fuga, they're called fuga, for sale. Those who would like to buy some attire from Ghana. All right, so over to the cultural dance troupe, Air Power. Thank you. A round of applause to Air Power Cultural Dance Troupe. Thank you for that. At this point, Madam Speaker, there will be some messages of goodwill from various people representing different institutions. So I will invite you, Madam Speaker, to come down because there will be some messages that will be beamed on the screens. So I will now invite the Honorable Madam Speaker. Please, protocol officers, kindly usher Madam Speaker to her seat in the middle. Thank you. So the first goodwill message will be given by Healthy Learners. And I would like to invite Mr. Muleta Kapatiso, Mr. Muleta Kapatiso to give the first goodwill message. And they are among the many sponsors, but principal sponsors of this occasion. Mr. Kapatiso, please.
Thank you very much, and good morning all. The Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Nelly Butete Kashumba Muti, State Council. The former Speaker of the National Assembly, State Council, Dr. Patrick Mativini. The first and second Deputy Speakers present, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, and indeed Honorable Members of Parliament that are here today, the Clerk of the National Assembly, leadership of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, and I also do recognize the Bank of Zambia Governor, Director General ZRA, and also to all our fellow cooperating partners, representatives from civil society and the media, parliamentary forums in the SADC region, and delegates from other countries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Health Learners is honored to support and be part of this landmark evolution in the management of parliamentary affairs through training and capacity building. Our commitment to the government of the Republic of Zambia through the National Assembly has been clear. We will support strengthening of the capacity of members of parliament to represent our citizens better and deepen their involvement in advocating for sustainable methods of promoting learner well-being and education. Madam Speaker, since 2023, we have demonstrated our partnership with the National Assembly of Zambia and implemented our Memorandum of Understanding to the benefit of many Zambian children. The National Assembly of Zambia has, through the Zambia Parliamentary Caucus on School Health, showed how capacity building and robust engagements between cooperating partners and the National Assembly can benefit the nation to address critical issues such as the well-being of learners and schools. Health Learners remains committed to seeing such engagement institutionalized through such institutional mechanisms. Madam Speaker, today's official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training is a strong indication of the National Assembly's evolution into an arm of government that supports members of parliament not only with law-making platforms, but platforms for learning and cross-sector engagements in a sustainable manner. Madam Speaker, for many aspiring parliamentary representatives and even current members of parliament, this institute is an opportunity to appreciate the institutional layout of the country, the duties that they're expected to perform, and multi-sectoral interventions that society expects them to lead on as representatives of the people. Madam Speaker, there could have never been a better way of ensuring learning and cross-cutting engagement and understanding of our country than this institutionalization. We therefore commend the leadership of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training for organizing this launch, and we wish to continue partnering in their aspirations. We also wish to commend the leadership of the Zambia Parliamentary Caucus on School Health for continuing to lead in exploring multiple partnerships to ensure every learner in every school has access to primary health care services within their schools. For statistical purposes, Madam Speaker, currently the school health program, which we support government on, is present in over 800 schools in 10 provinces and serving more than 1 million learners in over 40 districts. Our commitment remains the same to the government, to cover over 70 districts by 2028. This target can be exceeded with better awareness among lawmakers on their role in championing quality education and learner well-being in schools. The institute being launched today can help cover such knowledge gaps through standardized onboarding for all parliamentarians. Madam Speaker, health learners will continue to engage with the institute and explore mechanisms to ensure this government's aspiration for learner well-being and conducive learning environment is supported through the school health program. We will explore capacity building partnerships that are sustainable, cost-effective, and capable of transforming the lives of many children in Zambia. Our commitment, Madam Speaker, is to ensure learners are healthy, they learn effectively, and have brighter futures. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Kapatiso, representing Healthy Learners, who were among the principal sponsors. At this point, I will invite Professor Lungwangwa, former member of parliament, and we know he's also a former minister of education, and he's representing the emeritus. The former parliamentarians in Africa have formed a group called Emeritus. So, Professor Lungwangwa is going to come and give us a message of goodwill as well. Please, Professor Lungwangwa.
Good morning. Honorable Madam Speaker, Dr. Nelly Butete Muti, MT, Honorable former Speaker, Dr. Justice Patrick Matibini, members of Parliament, distinguished and invited guests, and let me ride on the protocol already given. It is a great honor to make a statement of support on this special occasion of launching the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training by our National Assembly. The Institute initiative demonstrates your leadership and the foresight, Madam Speaker, and also your team. It must be strengthened, institutionalized, and continuously improved, because it is a key to our democratic development. On behalf of the emeritus parliamentarians in Africa for democratic governance, I thank you for this opportunity to be with you. Through decades of parliamentary experience across Africa, we, the members of the emeritus parliamentarians in Africa for democratic governance, have reached the following important observation. Africa's democratic challenge is not primarily the absence of elections. Many leaders assume office through continually legitimate processes. They possess electoral authority. Yet, legitimacy alone does not guarantee good governance. Across parts of our continent, we have witnessed tendencies that scholars describe as cactocracy and kleptocracy. These are situations where ethical deficits weaken leadership, and the public office is not always exercised with the integrity it demands. Honorable Madam Speaker, the problem is not democracy itself. The problem is the erosion of ethical standards in leadership selection and the preparation. Where ethics decline, governance suffers. Where integrity weakens, institutions erode. Where leadership lacks competence, public trust collapses. Democracy, therefore, requires more than the ballot. It requires meritocracy. It requires competence. It requires ethical grounding. Too often, we secure electoral legitimacy without adequately preparing the character and the capability of those who seek leadership. This is the leadership gap we must address. This institute must address. It is for this reason that the Emeritus Parliamentarians in Africa for Democratic Governance was established to serve as a continental platform of former speakers, ministers, committee chairpersons of parliament, members of parliament, committed to safeguarding democratic governance, mentoring emerging leaders, strengthening oversight, and promoting constitutionalism and institutional integrity. Leadership does not end with the tenure of office as speaker, minister, member of parliament, and so on. It evolves into stewardship. To address the leadership gap at its root, we, the Emeritus Parliamentarians in Africa for Democratic Governance, established the Africa Transcendent Leadership and Skills Training Institute. This is our training and the capacity building arm. This institute is built on a simple conviction: democracy must be legitimate, ethical, and meritorious. Electoral victory alone is not enough. Leadership must be trained, ethically anchored, and competency-driven. This institute, or the Institute of the Emeritus Parliamentarians in Africa, focuses on transformative leadership, policy and parliamentary competence, ethical governance systems, strategic thinking, and youth civic preparation. Africa does not suffer from too many elections. It suffers from insufficient leadership preparation. Our institute, like your institute, Madam Speaker, recognizes another essential pillar: voter education. Institutions alone cannot guarantee democracy. Constitutions alone cannot secure accountability. Elections alone cannot ensure good governance. A critically informed voter is the ultimate guardian of democracy. Honorable Madam Speaker, when citizens understand governance, policy, ethics, and accountability, they elevate the quality of leadership they choose. Sustainable democracy, therefore, requires both ethical and a competent leadership and informed, enlightened citizenship. Madam Speaker, I'm sorry. We are ready and willing to work with you and your team to ensure that this initiative you have established succeeds. We offer our institutional memory, our legislative experience, our continental networks, our mentorship, and our support in curriculum development, training, and research. Honorable Madam Speaker, you can count on the emeritus parliamentarians in Africa for democratic governance. Maybe before I conclude, let me unpack what we mean by transcendent leadership, which our continent requires. Transcendent leadership is that leadership that demonstrates and exhibits ethical conduct, excellency, exceptional leadership, and exemplary leadership. This is what our continent, our African continent requires. We need leaders who are ethical, excellent in their operations, exceptional, and exemplary. When our leaders carry those qualities, they raise the benchmark of quality leadership in whatever measure we take that to be. They raise the bar of leadership, not only in the political circles, but in all other institutions, in the economy, civil society, and so on and so on. This is what Africa requires. That's why, for us, this institution is extremely important and has come at the right time. We are, Madam Speaker, ready and willing to work with you and your team to ensure that this very institution succeeds. We are together on this journey. Before I conclude, I go and take my seat. You have given me the microphone. Let me point out that I stand before you wearing several hats. As a former member of parliament of Zambia for 15 years, as a former member of the Pan-African Parliament for 7 years, representing our National Assembly, as a former cabinet minister, as Secretary General of the Emeritus Parliamentarians in Africa for Democratic Governance and as Director of the Africa Transcendent Leadership and Skills Training Institute. And what we have presented by way of support in terms of vision of what Africa requires in terms of leadership for the strengthening of our democracy is based on that experience that we have acquired. Madam Speaker, we support you. Congratulations and well done.
Thank you, Professor Lungwangwa. As he said, the man of many hats. Yes, he was also Vice Chancellor of the University of...
Sorry, I forgot. Yes, indeed. I think here in this hall there are so many of my former students who are here, quite a number, including the Vice Chancellor today, was my student. Of course, the acting clerk here was in my class several years ago. So there are so many. Madam Speaker, thank you very much for reminding me.
Thank you, Professor Lungwangwa. Yes, he had so many hats. One of them was Vice Chancellor of the University of Zambia. At this point, I would like to invite now the Vice Chancellor, the current Vice Chancellor of the University of Zambia, Professor Namangala, who was a former student. Professor, please come forward and also give your goodwill message. Professor Namangala. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you.
The Right Honorable Madam Speaker, the Honorable former Speaker, the Clerk of the National Assembly, Honorable Members of Parliament, please allow me to write on the protocol that has already been laid down. It is both a privilege and a profound honor for the University of Zambia to participate in this historic occasion, marking the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, in short, IPST. Madam Speaker, the establishment of IPST represents far more than the creation of a training institute. It signifies the deliberate institutionalization of knowledge, research, and professional development at the very center of Zambia's legislative governance. Across the world, strong democracies are sustained not only by constitutional frameworks and electoral legitimacy, but also by the continuous strengthening of institutional capacity. Evidence-based policymaking and informed legislative deliberations. In this regard, Madam Speaker, the creation of IPST is both visionary and strategic. Madam Speaker, parliaments today operate within increasingly complex governance environments shaped by rapid socio-economic change, technological transformation, and rising public expectations for transparency, accountability, and effective oversight. Institutions such as IPST, therefore, play a critical role in ensuring that legislators and parliamentary professionals are equipped with the analytical tools, policy insights, and comparative perspectives required to meet these challenges. As the country's premier public university, the University of Zambia recognizes Parliament as a vital partner in national development. Universities and legislatures shape a common responsibility, and that is to generate knowledge, shape ideas, and guide the nation towards sustainable and inclusive progress. Today, we see an important opportunity to formalize and deepen this partnership. Madam Speaker, the University of Zambia stands ready to collaborate with the IPST in several strategic areas, including, but not limited to, the following. Number one, joint research on legislative reform, governance systems, and parliamentary innovations. Number two, development of academic and professional curricula in parliamentary studies. Number three, executive education and accredited programs for members of parliament and parliamentary staff. Number four, policy dialogue forums, seminars, and public lectures on issues of national importance. And number five, graduate research placements, internship, and parliamentary fellowship programs that expose young scholars to the practice of legislative governance. Such collaboration will enable us to bridge scholarship and statecraft, ensuring that legislative practice is continually enriched by rigorous research, critical inquiry, and comparative international experience. Indeed, many of the world's most effective parliamentary systems are supported by strong partnership between legislatures and universities. Through IPST, Zambia now joins this global movement to professionalize parliamentary practice and strengthen democratic institutions. Madam Speaker, the launch of the Institute, therefore, marks the beginning of what we hope will be a sustained and strategic alliance between Parliament and academia, one that will contribute meaningfully to institutional excellence, democratic consolidation, and national development. On behalf of the academic community, I commend the leadership of the National Assembly for this bold and forward-looking initiative. We reaffirm our commitment to a productive and mutually beneficial partnership with IPST. May the Institute flourish as a center of excellence for parliamentary scholarship, professional development, and democratic governance, not only in Zambia, but across the region and beyond. I thank you, Madam Speaker, for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Namangala. Madam Speaker, at this point I will pause a little bit to recognize in our presence, under your leadership, the successful election of the CPA chairperson Dr. Christopher Kalila, who I would like to ask just to stand up so that the visitors here can also see you. So I would like to recognize in our presence the CPA International Chairperson, Dr. Christopher Kalila. Let's receive him with a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. And at this point, there is also a message of goodwill from the CPA Africa region, represented by Mr. Eliufo, who is here present. Please let us welcome him with a round of applause. The CPA Africa region, a goodwill message. And he's coming from our neighboring country here, Tanzania. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speakers, the Clerk of Parliament, former Speaker, distinguished invitees, and I'm overjoyed to see my boss here, Dr. Christopher Kalila, who is Chairperson of CPA International Executive Committee. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, it is a great honor and a privilege to bring with me greetings from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, Africa region, on this momentous occasion, the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training. Today indeed marks a significant milestone, not for the National Assembly of Zambia, but for parliamentary democracy across our region. The establishment of this institute demonstrates vision, foresight, and a deep commitment to strengthening the capacity of Parliament to serve the people. Across Africa, and indeed the wider Commonwealth, we are reminded that strong democracies depend on strong institutions. Parliaments must continually adapt to emerging challenges, rapid technological change, evolving public expectations, complex governance demands, and the need for transparency and accountability. Institutions such as the IPST are essential in ensuring that members of Parliament and the parliamentary staff are equipped with the necessary knowledge, skills, and the ethical grounding required to meet the aforementioned challenges. Right Honorable Speaker, the CPA Africa region firmly believes that continuous professional development is not an option, it is a necessity. Investment in learning is investment in better legislation, effective oversight, and more importantly, responsive representation. When parliaments are well supported and equipped, citizens ultimately benefit. Right Honorable Speaker, a book titled Members of Parliament, The Job of a Backbencher, published in 1990, Macmillan Press, carries the following statement. In the days following a general election, the Palace of Westminster is full of earnest men and women. They are the new members of Parliament, and for many among them, the job which they have been elected to do is something of a mystery. End of quote. I am sure the launch of this institute will go a long way towards unraveling that misery which is contained in that book. And the misery does not apply in the Westminster alone. It applies across the wider Commonwealth fraternity. Right Honorable Speaker, as this institute begins its journey, may it become a center of excellency, promoting professionalism, inclusivity, integrity, and non-partnership. May it nurture leaders who are committed not only to effective governance, but to the highest standards of public service. On behalf of the CPA Africa region, I wish once again to congratulate the Parliament of Zambia and your very able stewardship on this milestone achievement. I thank you for your kind attention. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Mr. Elipo. I welcomed him in Swahili. Karibu means welcome, and asante means thank you. Okay, at this point, the next goodwill message, Honorable Madam Speaker, will be by the Secretary General of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, which will be played on the screen, on the screens in front of us. Haiti, thank you. Secretary General of the SADC, Ms. Boemo.
Good morning, honorable members and dear participants. My name is Boemo Sokoma, the Secretary General of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, an apex intergovernmental organization considered as a regional parliamentary framework for dialogue on issues of regional interest and concerns. The SADC Parliamentary Forum was established in 1997 and brings together members of parliament from 15 SADC countries to influence regional policy making and engage in a platform of sharing of lessons across the region. I apologize that I'm not able to join you in person, but we're happy to deliver this goodwill message. Let me start with the protocol that has been established this morning and recognize the Right Honorable Dr. Nelly B.K. Muti, State Council, Member of Parliament, FAPRA, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia. Honorable Justice Dr. Patrick Matibini, State Council, former Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia. The Honorable Malungu H. Sangano, Member of Parliament and the First Deputy Speaker. Honorable Moses F. Moyo, Member of Parliament and Second Deputy Speaker. Honorable Detless Siakalima, Member of Parliament and Minister of Education. Honorable Members of Parliament, former Members of Parliament, Mrs. Loveness M. Mayaka, Acting Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia, representatives of parliaments of Ghana, Malawi, and the United Republic of Tanzania, representatives of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and the Commonwealth Parliamentary Associations, senior government officials, vice-chancellors of the University of Zambia, Mulungushi University, Nkuruma University, and Cavendish University, staff of the National Assembly, distinguished guests, members of the media, allow me to just say distinguished participants. Today we gather for a moment that will echo far beyond these walls, a moment that represents not only the launch of an institution, but the birth of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, which is a bold declaration of belief, a belief in the power of knowledge, in the promise of democratic institutions, and in the capacity of our region to rise to the demands of the future. Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, with profound honor and on behalf of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, allow me to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you, Madam Speaker, for harnessing the parliamentary leadership, your dedication to harnessing the wealth of knowledge from dedicated professionals and all the visionaries the National Assembly of Zambia has come across on this momentous achievement of a parliamentary institute. Your foresight, Honorable Speaker, demonstrates an unwavering dedication to enhancing capacity and relevance of Parliament on the governance landscape. Honorable Speaker, across the SADC region, our parliaments shoulder the great responsibility of shaping societies and advancing solutions. These responsibilities continue to grow in complexity, requiring more than tradition, procedure, or goodwill. They call for the robust institutional mechanisms, technical depth, excellence in execution, political will, and continuous professional learning. Honorable Speaker, this is why the creation of this institute is not just timely, it is transformative and serves as a hub where ideas will converge, where best practices will flourish, and where the future of parliamentary excellence is assured and will be shaped. Honorable members of Parliament and Honorable Speaker, it is our hope that this institute shall generate leaders who are better equipped, better informed, and better prepared to engage with citizens through the complexities of a rapidly changing geopolitical world and eco-political world. Indeed, the Institute is poised not only to serve the Zambia Parliament, but also to evolve into a vibrant center of knowledge, of excellence for the entire SADC region, as we all work collectively to deepen parliamentary democracy and accelerate regional integration. On behalf of the President of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, I convey His Honorable Presidency's commendation to the National Assembly for this courageous and forward-looking investment in the future of parliamentary democracy. May the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training stand as a lighthouse for our region, guiding parliaments, inspiring leaders, and illuminating the path towards a stronger, more inclusive, and more hopeful democratic future. Allow me to end with a quote from Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, when he said, and I quote, "Education is not a preparation for life. Education is life itself," close quote. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, and dear participants, hearty congratulations to Zambia. Allow me to end by saying, one Zambia, one nation. I thank you for your kind listening and wish you a successful launch today.
Indeed, a round of applause. That was the Secretary General of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, also wishing the National Assembly a successful launch today. IT is getting ready with another goodwill message, which will be from the Interparliamentary Union President, who is Dr. Tulia Axon. While my colleague is getting ready, give me a sign soon when he's ready. That will be another goodwill message. We are grateful for all these goodwill messages today as we celebrate a milestone indeed for the National Assembly of Zambia. And he has told me that we are ready for the message now from the Interparliamentary Union President, who is Dr. Tulia Axon.
Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, my sister Nelly Muti, dear colleagues, dear friends, honorable members of Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for the Interparliamentary Union to convey our warm congratulations to the National Assembly of Zambia on the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, IPST. The establishment of this institute marks a significant and commendable step in strengthening parliamentary democracy in Zambia. Across the world, parliaments are facing increasingly complex responsibilities, from lawmaking on technical and global issues to oversight of public resources and representation of diverse societies. In this evolving context, institutionalized parliamentary learning is not a luxury, it is a necessity. By creating IPST as a permanent center for parliamentary training and professional development, the National Assembly of Zambia is demonstrating foresight, leadership, and commitment to excellence. This initiative reflects a deep understanding that strong democracies are built upon strong institutions, and strong institutions are sustained through continuous learning. The IPU firmly believes that capacity building, knowledge sharing, and professional development are central pillars of effective parliamentary governance. We therefore welcome this development as one that not only strengthens Zambia's parliament, but also contributes to the broader regional and global parliamentary community. On behalf of the IPU, the Interparliamentary Union, I commend the Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, the leadership of the National Assembly generally, and all those who have contributed to bringing this vision to a reality. May the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training grow into a center of excellency, fostering innovation, collaboration, and democratic resilience for generations to come. I extend the IPU's best wishes for the continued success of this very important initiative. I thank you and wish you all the best.
Madam Speaker, that was the IPU President, Dr. Tuli Axon. Now, before we go to the next item in the program, which is a documentary, I would like to commend a number of people who have been working in the background. First of all, apart from our colleagues, the visiting media, we have our own Parliament TV and radio. And these people have been working in the background. One of them is in front of me here. And they have come up with a documentary to show the journey of the Institute's establishment. So, while my colleague in ICT is getting ready, we'll show you this documentary showing how the baby steps started, the first step, and so on up to this point where we are today, where Madam Speaker is going to launch officially. So we are ready now to watch the documentary, The IPST Journey. Thank you.
Every democracy is anchored by its parliament. It is here that laws are made, governments are held to account, and the people's voice is given meaning. But behind every effective parliament lies something less visible: knowledge, skill, and institutional memory.
In Zambia, that foundation is being shaped by one institution, the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, known as IPST.
For decades, parliamentary work in Zambia has grown more complex. Constitutional reforms, judicial oversight, international obligations, and rising public expectations have transformed what it means to serve in parliament.
The Institute has created a milestone. We used to have, knowledge of the parliament, which was fragmented on workshops based on what the donors would sponsor. But now we have our own, which is permanent, and this will be able, the institutional memory and all the knowledge and how MPs should learn about making laws and other issues. It's really a milestone.
The idea of IPST emerged from a simple but powerful insight that Parliament must train itself using its own traditions, precedents, and constitutional values.
The Institute was conceived as a strategic reform within the National Assembly, not an external academy, but a core parliamentary institution whose mandate is to formalize parliamentary learning, professional development, and research.
Building IPST is not about structures alone. It is about systems, content, and purpose.
The Institute has developed structured training pillars covering induction, legislative procedure, oversight representation, ethics, and parliamentary diplomacy. Every program is grounded in Zambia's constitution, standing orders, speakers' rulings, and parliamentary practice. This marks a shift from hard-work learning to continuous professional parliamentary education.
Institutions do not build themselves. They are shaped by leadership, vision, and commitment.
Under its leadership, IPST focuses on translating decades of parliamentary experience into structured learning. The goal is not only to train MPs and staff, but also to preserve institutional memory and strengthen constitutionalism.
Today, IPST is operational, visible, and impactful.
It supports the induction of new parliament, strengthen committee oversight, and enhancement of professional development for parliament staff. Beyond Zambia, the Institute is positioning itself as a regional hub, engaging with partners across Africa and the Commonwealth.
As Zambia prepares for future parliaments, the role of IPST becomes even more critical.
The Institute is expanding into innovation, research, and advanced parliamentary studies. Its vision is bold: to be a recognized center of excellency, not only in the SADC region, but the entire continent of Africa.
From an idea to an institution, from training to transformation, the IPST journey is a story of strengthening democracy from within.
Because when parliament is strong, democracy endures.
A round of applause to Parliament TV, our colleagues in broadcasting who put together that IPST journey. As our visitors have seen how the Institute was born and to the launch today. Now, before Madam Speaker launches officially, Parliament Choir have composed a special song to celebrate today. As I said earlier, we have talent. We have talent in Parliament. Apart from the daily work that they do here, we recognize their talent, and thank you to Madam Speaker for supporting the Parliament Choir, these instruments that are here, and for recognizing this talent that is within Parliament. So listen carefully to the words of the song, because they have a meaning, and they're celebrating today's launch. So a round of applause to Parliament Choir as they turn up. Over to Parliament Choir. Thank you. choir. Thank you for that lovely piece. I'm inspired to join the Parliament choir. At this point, I would like to invite the Right Honorable Madam Speaker back to the high table, and just those who were seated at the high table, as we prepare for the keynote address. And my colleague from broadcasting. We'll take our seats. At this point, I have the rare privilege and honor to invite the Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Bikemuti, State Council, Member of Parliament, FAPRA, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, to give us her keynote address. Right Honorable Madam Speaker. A round of applause, please, for Madam.
Thank you very much. Honorable Justice Dr. Patrick Matibini, State Council, former Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Honorable Malungo H. Sangano, MP, First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Moses F. Moyo, MP, Second Deputy Speaker, the representative of the Minister of Education, Dr. Douglas Yakalima, honorable members of Parliament, may I also take this opportunity to recognize the Governor of the Bank of Zambia and the Commissioner General of ZRA. It's an honor to have you. You are not appearing as witnesses, but as supporters. The former members of Parliament present, the representative of Mrs. Mayaka, acting clerk of the National Assembly, who has an urgent assignment to attend to this morning. She couldn't be with us. Representatives of parliaments from Ghana, Malawi, and Tanzania, representatives of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, CPA and IPU, senior government officials, vice chancellors of the University of Zambia, Mulungushi University, Nkrumah University, Cavendish University, and the NIPA, National Institute of Public Administration. We are grateful that you are here today. The staff of the National Assembly of Zambia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So much has been said, and when Professor Ngwangwa was delivering his address, at one point I forgot that I'm one of the listeners. I almost said, your time is up. But that was really inspiring, Professor Ngwangwa. Thank you very much for that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and privilege to welcome you all to the official launch of the Institute of Parliamentary Studies and Training, IPST. On behalf of the National Assembly of Zambia, I extend our deepest gratitude for your presence and participation in this very important gathering. Today marks a defining moment in the institutional life of the National Assembly of Zambia as we gather to officially launch the IPST. The launch marks a pivotal moment for our collective efforts in strengthening democratic governance and parliamentary effectiveness. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Parliament, as the House of elected representatives of the people, remains a unique state institution that not only manifests aspirations of the people, but more importantly, performs the demanding tasks of representation, legislation, oversight of the executive, and policy review that leaves no stone unturned in influencing, guiding, and holding accountable any government so that the state respects, protects, and fulfills the will of the people. In this context, immediately after any election, members of parliament are expected to transform themselves from local politicians into seasoned parliamentarians. They are expected to become well-versed in the shortest possible time with the key concepts, principles, and various tools of parliamentary work. As a result of this rapid change, there is often a need for formal and informal avenues for knowledge sharing, research-based analysis, and capacity building that would fall under the definition of parliamentary professional development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is in view of the foregoing that I approved the establishment of the IPST. I also approved this establishment because our parliament faces unprecedented challenges ranging from fast-evolving technologies and rising citizens' expectations to economic pressures and climate shocks. The Institute has been deliberately conceived as a permanent pillar within the National Assembly that will serve the purpose of providing structured, continuous, and professional parliamentary learning. Through the IPST, members of parliament will be properly inducted and capacitated. As a result, committees will be strengthened in their oversight role. The Institute will also benefit parliamentary staff by providing and developing their professional skills. I'm sure the ones that we joined together in 2021 as newly recruited members of parliament or politicians, they know the journey that we walked. It was learning through doing, like the late President Sata was saying that you learn through doing. But it's like you are thrown to the deep part of the pool and you are told, can you swim? If you can swim, you get to the other side. But if you can't swim, then you drown. So the IPST is an institute that will come and train the members of parliament how to swim to the end, to the shallow end of the pool. And since we are going to have an enlarged parliament come after the elections in 2026, I think this institute has come at the right time to ensure that these new parliamentarians, they will be able to learn the ropes and be able to deliver according to the expectations of the people. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a strong parliament does not happen by chance. It is built deliberately through institutions, systems, and leadership. The IPST is one such institution. As Speaker, I am confident that the Institute will serve not only for current Parliament, but future Parliaments for generations to come. I have no doubt in my mind that the Institute will grow into a center of excellence, not only for Zambia, but for the region. As we launch the Institute, I would like to charge the acting clerk and those in charge of the IPST to remain steadfast in their pursuit for excellence. The Institute must not be a mere formality. It must be a hub of innovation, a center for rigorous research, and a fountain of knowledge that stays ahead of the curve of parliamentary matters. I had an opportunity one time to speak to a member of parliament who had some concerns that maybe was not being treated fairly. So when he came to me, I said, I gave him chance, he spoke his mind and what. Then I said to him, you know, for you members of parliament, you sometimes amaze me. Because sometimes you come up with a good question, and even in my mind I say, wow, that's a very good question. But when it comes to follow-up questions, you lack the necessary information, you lack the necessary research, so you are failing to make the government accountable. So why don't you go and do more research? Then you'll be a better member of parliament representing your constituents. That member of parliament, I believe, left my office with a smile on his face. The name shall remain anonymous. I further urge every member of parliament, staff and stakeholders to take full advantage of the programs that will be offered at the Institute. Let us use this Institute to sharpen our skills, deepen our understanding, and ultimately better serve the people of Zambia who have entrusted us with their future. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, allow me to once again thank all our guests, both within Zambia and beyond, for joining us. Your presence not only honors this gathering, but also strengthens the bond of cooperation and solidarity among our parliaments and institutions. I also wish to extend my sincere appreciation to the acting clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia and her staff for their dedication and hard work in making this important event a success. It is now my rare honor and privilege to declare the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training officially launched. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Muti, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia. I'm grateful for launching this institute. We've been waiting for this moment, and so we are very happy. So now I'll just make a few announcements from how we're going to proceed from now. There will be a group photo, Madam Speaker, with the invited guests. Why? In the first about 5 rows, protocol staff are aware who have to join in the group photo. After the group photo, Madam Speaker will retire to her office to allow the invited guests to be driven to the Institute. That includes first step speaker, second step speaker, so that you witness the cutting of the ribbon and also the unveiling of the plaque. So all the invited guests, former speaker, deputy speaker 1, deputy speaker 2 will proceed after the group photo. While Madam Speaker is in her office waiting for us to settle, there is a holding room at the Institute. So unfortunately, we can't invite everyone. The space is limited there, but the people who are invited will represent the rest of us. And the protocol staff know who have to be who are going there. So please get the vehicles ready. At this point, I would like to invite Madam
Good morning. Thank you so much for still being with us on Parliamentary Television. There you have it. You've been watching the official launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, a milestone in Zambia's parliamentary development. And so from here, we do expect the cutting of the ribbon and unveiling of the logo and plaque by Madam Speaker to take place at the Institute of Parliamentary Studies and Training. But before we go, we quickly look at what has taken place right here at the National Assembly of Zambia in the auditorium. We had remarks from the Acting Deputy Clerk Administration, Mr. Seja Samowika. He did say that who described the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training as a major step in strengthening the institution of Parliament. He highlighted that the Institute will serve as a center for capacity building, professional development and research, equipping members of Parliament and parliamentary staff with the skills needed for effective legislative work and oversight. He also expressed gratitude to partners and stakeholders for their support, and he did emphasize that the Institute reflects Parliament's commitment to building a modern, professional and effective legislative institution. After that, we had remarks on behalf of the Minister of Education. These were given by Assistant Director, Monitoring and Evaluation, Mr. Stefan Zimba. He started by congratulating the National Assembly of Zambia on the establishment of the Institute for National Assembly of Zambia, on the establishment for the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, describing it as an important milestone in strengthening governance and institutional capacity. He also noted that the Institute will play a key role in training members of Parliament and parliamentary staff while promoting research and professional development within the parliamentary system. He further expressed the Ministry of Education support for the initiative and encouraged collaboration between Parliament, academic institutions, and other stakeholders to ensure the Institute grows into a center of excellence for parliamentary training and democratic governance. After that, we did have messages of goodwill from Healthy Learners, Head of Policy and Government Engagements, Mr. Muleta Kapatiso. We also had a goodwill message from the Acting Vice Chancellor from UNZA, Professor Boniface Namangala. We had a goodwill message from SADC PF Secretary General, Her Excellency Boemo Segoma. We also had a goodwill message from Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, Assistant Regional Secretary Mr. Daniel Irifu, and we also had remarks from Honorable Dr. Tulia Axon, MP, President of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. After that, we had remarks by the Right Honorable Dr. Nelly Bikemuti, MP FAPRA, Speaker of the National Assembly, who described the launch of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training as a landmark achievement that will strengthen the effectiveness and professionalism of Parliament. The Speaker has also emphasized that the Institute reflects Parliament's commitment to modernizing parliamentary practice, promoting knowledge sharing, and strengthening democratic governance in Zambia and across the region. And so from here, we do expect guests and the Right Honorable Madam Nelly Bikemuti, MP FAPRA, to depart for the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, where the cutting of the ribbon and unveiling of the flag will take place. And from there, we do expect the tour of the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training that will be led by the Principal Clerk, Mr. Tenson Nyangu. And so my name is Matima Mkua. From all of us here, keep watching Parliament Television. Good morning.
Every democracy is anchored by its parliament. It is here that laws are made, governments are held to account, and the people's voice is given meaning. But behind every effective parliament lies something less visible: knowledge, skill, and institutional memory.
In Zambia, that foundation is being shaped by one institution, the Institute for Parliamentary Studies and Training, known as IPST.
For decades, parliamentary work in Zambia has grown more complex. Constitutional reforms, judicial oversight, international obligations, and rising public expectations have transformed what it means to serve in parliament.
The Institute has created a milestone. We used to have, knowledge of the parliament, which was fragmented on workshops based on what the donors would sponsor. But now we have our own, which is permanent, and this will be able, the institutional memory and all the knowledge and how MPs should learn about making laws and other issues. It's really a milestone.
The idea of IPST emerged from a simple but powerful insight that Parliament must train itself using its own traditions, precedents, and constitutional values.
The Institute was conceived as a strategic reform within the National Assembly, not an external academy, but a core parliamentary institution whose mandate is to formalize parliamentary learning, professional development, and research.
Building IPST is not about structures alone. It is about systems, content, and purpose.
The Institute has developed structured training pillars covering induction, legislative procedure, oversight representation, ethics, and parliamentary diplomacy. Every program is grounded in Zambia's constitution, standing orders, speakers' rulings, and parliamentary practice. This marks a shift from hard work learning to continuous professional parliamentary education.
Institutions do not build themselves. They are shaped by leadership, vision, and commitment.
Under its leadership, IPST focuses on translating decades of parliamentary experience into structured learning. The goal is not only to train MPs and staff, but also to preserve institutional memory and strengthen constitutionalism.
Today, IPST is operational, visible, and impactful.
It supports the induction of new parliament, strengthen committee oversight, and enhancement of professional development for parliament staff. Beyond Zambia, the Institute is positioning itself as a regional hub, engaging with partners across Africa and the Commonwealth.
As Zambia prepares for future parliaments, the role of IPST becomes even more critical.
The Institute is expanding into innovation, research, and advanced parliamentary studies. Its vision is bold: to be a recognized center of excellency, not only in the SADC region, but the entire continent of Africa.
From an idea to an institution, from training to transformation, the IPST journey is a story of strengthening democracy from within.
Because when parliament is strong, democracy endures.